y'all gotta start living the boring life, man. I'm telling you. And before I get really into this, I'm not talking, if you're above the age of 25, just click off the video, okay? Because there was some dude that was commenting that he took all this vacation time because like it's not all about grind set and being a cornball. And it's like, all right, bro, obviously my videos are not for you. Like, I'm talking to younger people under 100K net worth like myself that are kind of feeling hopeless and need some sort of direction. So if that is you, stay tuned for the video, because what I've realized in the last 3 days has been game changing, okay? I'm on day 3 of the 30-day run, which is basically, for those of y'all that don't know, just staying down, keeping the expenses low, not buying nothing, keeping just bare minimum living necessities, and stacking some bread for 30 days. And it really does something mentally, like psychologically, when you're not going out, buying this and that a little bit here, and especially on food, all right? Because I've been eating at the crib every single meal of every single day, even just 3 days. And even if it's at the crib, right? Like the last 3 meals I've had have been pasta, just ground beef and some rigatoni, 2 of them, you know, leftover, whatever. But I'm telling you, like, you just feel better. You just feel better. And it might not be like the healthiest thing, right? I'm not saying like the store-bought pasta is like crazy healthy for you, but you really feel different. Like I don't feel like as inflamed, even though it's pasta, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Like if I'm comparing that to fast food. So that's one thing that's been absolutely huge. It's like, okay, you can basically get a double win out of it. You cut your expenses by not buying no bogus, not going out and doing this, just locking in, keeping the expenses like bare minimum, as if you're actually broke. And then you do that, but because you're not going out, you're instead eating at the crib, and you just end up eating healthier by default. So that's a win-win. You're saving some bread and you're eating healthier. You're feeling better. You're becoming a sharp young lad all around. All right. So that's been a huge game changer. And like I said, really just the mental switch. Like if there's anything going on, you know, you just got to get used to saying no. And this is not like a permanent thing. All right. That's what people, they listen to my videos. They get just too lost in the sauce. I'm telling you all, there's different seasons for life. I've talked about this on this channel. This is a 30-day run. This is not a 30-year run, okay? I'm not one of those frugal penny pincher nerds. I still like to go out and spend, but right now, it's just the great 30-day lock-in, dude. It's a 30-day run. You do it here and there. You know it's temporary, which is why it makes it easier to get through it. And especially when you have a big payoff at the end, like we're going to Puerto Rico and to Florida at the end of the month. So this is just a little challenge, you know, a little lock-in leading up to that. And it's actually kind of great because making sure, all right, we pay everything, and then all that extra income that we're not spending, you know, we pay off this little bit of debt, we invest quite a bit, and it's just good for the peace of mind, bro. I'm telling you, especially if you've never done one before, like, follow along with me. I'm only on day 3. You can start 3 days later. Watch Reese in the Cuts videos. I've shouted him out every single video because this dude knows what's up. And he's doing way longer than me. He's doing 90-day runs. All right. And, you know, there is a little bit of a difference, right? Like, especially if you got a girlfriend, it's a little bit harder because they like to spend money. And that's fine. But still, it does make it harder to lock in for sure. But if you got a good one, then like they're down for it, and it's cool, and it's just it literally is a fun little challenge, you know. But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, don't get lost in the sauce. All right, I've seen people, you know, like the FIRE movement's really big, and I'm a big proponent of the FIRE movement. But those guys that are absolutely cutting everything and living off of like $3 a day, like I'm just not that dude. And I still want to have a little enjoyment out of life. And you can still cut living expenses pretty good, but you're not going to see me on the news talking about how I lived off of $20,000 for the year, because that's just not me. And it's just not realistic. Like straight up, for some people it is, not for me. So there's different seasons, bro. And you know, if this does resonate with you, it might be your chance and your time to go on a little 30-day run. Just try it out. I mean, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to save extra bread. You're going to eat a little bit healthier. You're going to be staying at the crib more. You're going to be living the more boring lifestyle, right? Because you're not doing and going out on the weekends no more. But it really just gives you a perspective change because you're not consuming this. You're not consuming that. So you start turning into a producer. I'm telling y'all, and it is crazy. It is crazy. But since I've been doing this, I have not been consuming as much, obviously with food and garbage, but social media, like this and that, bro. I've been wanting to produce more. I've just been a producer. All right. And you can still have some fun, like I said, but the mental switch is really crazy. And I'm excited to see how it's going to be at the end of 30 days. You know, it's going to be like such a different feeling. Like, for example, you know, you go on vacation, right? And you have like 3 days of just eating out. You're just like, man, I really want a home cooked meal. This is going to be the opposite. This is going to be like, I've had 30 days of like good food, eating healthy. I can't wait for like just some greasy shit that's going to be terrible for my body. And it's going to be a total 180, but it's still cool. It's still cool. You know, it'll be cool after it's done too, to look back. And then, you know, in a couple months, in a year or so, be like, all right, you know, let's do another 30-day run, or let's do a 60-day run, whatever. But they're cool just to like really get a hold of your finances. Because when you got no bread going out anywhere, and you're like, it makes it so much easier to have a grip on your finances. You know, you don't have the $10, $20, $60 slipping away. You know exactly what you're spending because it's nothing. There's nothing leaving the account. It's all right there. And it's a lot easier to have control of your finances and know exactly where you're at. So hopefully that made sense for you guys. I might be a little bit of a shorter video because, you know, we're in the middle of the work week right now, heading back from the gym. But if you did enjoy the video, like, subscribe. I've been really appreciating the love. If you made it this far, like I said, subscribe, bro, because this is day 3. So we're about to see day 30. And then obviously I'm going to keep making videos because it's cool and whatnot. I got a genuine love for YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.